Hey, it has been a really boring day. Like, really boring. I've spent all day doing nothing, like organizing the house basically, cleaning, wasting time, rereading things I've written, going through my old journals and shit. Hi, by the way. It's been almost 2 weeks now, I think, with the puppy thing. And not one person from my family has asked how I'm doing. Not one. I don't have any friends, so I'm not expecting anything out of them. They don't exist. And yeah, the garden thing yesterday, that was taken and removed. The dog. And today, I've been feeling my mom in my heart all day, and I called her just like 20 minutes ago. And I'm like, hey, are you okay? Mind you, I haven't really heard from her in like almost a week other than one text message. And she just acted like she's busy. Like, she picked up the phone right before her voicemail would have picked it up. And she's like, what? I'm like, hi, are you okay? And she's like, yep, I'm busy, cleaning. Like, do you want me to let you go? And she just kind of sat there silently. I'm like, okay, bye, Mom. I haven't heard from my dad in like 2 weeks now, since he called to check after his other daughter's money. I haven't heard from my sisters, one of my sisters in 2 years, and the other one in about, well, the day before my dad called to check for her money. Yeah, this all just kind of seems pointless lately. I don't know, it's just been a really strange day. I don't know how to feel about any of this today. As a whatever this species is that we're inhabiting, emotions seem to be so pivotal to the human race. But people don't seem to realize other people have emotions too. So why are you guys so cruel to each other? And maybe you guys aren't. Maybe this is just my life that's this way. I mean, I see people all over the world. They have great teeth. They have great skin. They're like beautiful as can be. They all have, income of some kind. They have friends, family. Even if the friends and family are liars, they still have them. Like, people still share memes together, I mean, like, the most simple, basic things. Like, your phone probably rings at least once a day for something from someone that you know face to face. I get spam text messages with people that call me a misspelling of someone in my family's name because somebody in my family used my phone number to give it to spam and like sign me up for shit that I never signed up for. So now I get text messages with a misspelled name of someone in my family. And it's usually about diet pills. I've lived a really lonely life. And I've had really tough attachment issues in my life. Because I've never really been comforted or nurtured or cuddled or coddled or told I love you. Like, the only time I hear I love you is when I say it, or if I'm watching a video online or a movie and somebody says it. I have not heard somebody tell me that they love me with my own fucking ears, with my eyes looking into theirs, in over 5 years. It's just silly at this point. Like, I can't even feel bad about it. It's just, like, I keep looking at it and I keep thinking, What did I do? What did I do to deserve this kind of a life since birth? What did I do? Like, it's not just about signing up for lessons. That's such a gaslighting kind of spiritual fucking tactic to like justify suffering. So what did I do and what did I intend to learn by doing what I did to experience what I'm experiencing here? Which has seemingly caught me in some form of an insanity loop of trying to figure out why people treat me like I'm worthless, when I'm the only person in my corner standing up for my worth, putting in the work every fucking day with YouTube with over 300 videos in 3 years. Like, at least one video per day is what I've done. And like, with everybody in my family, I'm checking on them, you know, sending them good energy, thinking of them constantly, calling when I feel like they need me. And when I'm silent, nobody calls me. Nobody checks if I'm okay. Nobody, like, it's just for private readings and, you know, when they need advice. So obviously I have value and I have worth, otherwise these people wouldn't come to me. And like, you know, when people in my biological family and my extended family and stuff, when they need something, they usually, you know, show up with a smile on their face somehow. But I have not experienced true, what is that word? Sincere care for my being from anyone in decades at all. Like, there have been little things here and there, and I've been so grateful for those things that I burst into tears and had meltdowns that somebody actually thought of me enough to bring me a Kit Kat bar. Not joking. And all the while I sit here in this apartment wondering how I can serve the collective and how I can be better and how I can do better and how I can help people. All the while I'm sitting here wondering how I'm going to feed Lily, how I'm going to get a car, how I can keep moving and exercising so my body doesn't deteriorate when I'm stuck in this apartment in this neighborhood where everything's residential and the only store is a Piggly Wiggly. For miles. I don't know what else to do. I don't know what else to think. I don't know what else to believe. I feel like I'm gaslighting myself, perpetually telling myself tomorrow's going to be better, 5 minutes from now is going to be better, right now is going to be better. I've fucking gone bananas with the amount of manifestation techniques I've learned and mastered, and still, God, the universe, deems it okay to treat me like I'm worthless, while everything I experience is shared with the collective and they are better for it. But I don't even get more than $1,000 a month. So I'm really wondering what I'm doing wrong in life in general, not just with money, not just with friends or family. For years, my entire life, all I've ever wanted was a garden, a happy family, and for people that I care about to always be there and be healthy. Even if they weren't near me, I just want them to all be happy and healthy and wealthy. I grew up really poor. Despite people around me not being poor, I was treated like I was poor. And then I was given video games and then told to shut up and go to my room for about 10 years. And then when I was 16 or so, I started just leaving the house and running off to hang out with friends, doing drugs, partying, going to bars. At 16. I didn't know what else to do. So the worst possible friend found me and corrupted 20 years of my life. And then I found the person I thought was the love of my life, and then he ended up being the biggest traitor I've ever I couldn't have even imagined the depravity that this person caused in my life. I mean, it to this day, like, I haven't even seen a fucking horror movie or read a fucking scary book that was worse than what that seething pool did to me. And I'm okay with it. It's another experience. And this thing today with my family, it's another experience. What I'm curious about is, why am I experiencing these things, regardless of how much I am pushing against and moving towards other directions and just simply manifesting a better life? But all these things keep happening to drag me back into this pit of despair where it's like nobody loves me, nobody cares about me, I'm just going to be poor for the rest of my life, that I'm ugly, and then my body's dying and deteriorating, and that I'm, useless to anybody and everybody, and that all I'm good for is to be copied. Which makes no sense, because if I'm being copied, I'm obviously worth something to copy, right? So I've been in this cognitive dissonance for quite a while. At first it was due to the trauma from relationships, or rather from growing up in the war and being moved every year, every 6 months, every fucking 3 months, and then being neglected in every fucking way other than the obligatory, he has to go to the doctor, just throw him in the fucking mental hospital. You have no idea the life I've lived. And it's not a competition. I've lived a really fucked up life, and people don't seem to care how I'm doing. Which is mind-boggling to me. Because I'm noticing this because I care about myself. So when people say, oh, you need to love yourself more, I just want to slap them. Like, how dare you? How fucking dare you tell me to love myself more? Do you even know who I am and how much I've loved myself through all of this to get myself to the age of 40 by myself throughout everything I've been through? It's not a matter of love. It's not a matter of maintaining my thoughts. It's not a matter of my perception of reality. I'm being shown the truth of my previous existence here as somebody that I was told to be. And now that I'm me, people just don't want to talk to me. Not even my own biological family. And I have no one to talk to but this fucking little phone. So I've been talking to my doctor, my primary care physician, and trying to get referrals for therapy. Because I'm starting to think somebody with a true, genuine bias, not, objective or whatever you want to call it in English, somebody neutral, might be able to help, give me some kind of a perspective on something that tarot and God hasn't been able to give me. Maybe somebody from a human perspective of human life here, because I don't fucking get how you people can be so cruel to each other. I just don't get it. You guys think it's okay. A mother thinks it's okay to abandon her children. A father thinks it's okay to play favorites. A aunt and uncle think it's okay to be non-existent. A grandmother thinks it's okay to play favorites with money and her own children and not grandchildren, and then to play favorites with those grandchildren. It's fucking ridiculous. And then the relationships I've been in, they were just after my dick. That's all they were after. And lo and behold, I cannot wait to get rid of it. I cannot wait to legally finish changing my name, to change everything. Because I'm obviously not a part of this family I've been a part of. And I'm being shown this. And I was crying earlier so much after that phone call with my mom. I felt so fucking unloved. I started smacking a pillow against my bed, and I wasn't even breathing until I noticed I'm not breathing. And I felt my hand tremble and touch my heart. My left hand touched my heart while my right hand was smashing the pillow into the bed. And I felt the coldness of my hand, and I'm like, oh my God. And I started breathing, but I could only breathe like that. So I put my other hand in the back of my neck and one hand in the front by my chest, by my heart. And I just sat there, and as soon as those two hands touched me, I broke down so fucking hard. It was like God opening my eyes and saying, is this your life? No. No. And then it was like I was being asked, do you really need to love yourself more? No. And then I felt like I was being asked, is all of this worth you losing the love you feel for these people? No. And then I remembered, can you go through this another 6 months? The silent, isolated high priestess in a fucking demiurgic cage waiting to be called upon for help. Can I do this another 6 months? Fuck no. But what am I supposed to do? I get less than $1,000 a month temporarily, I guess. I mean, future is looking bright, right? So eventually I'll be able to afford a car, my own apartment, or a house, or a fucking shack in the woods, I don't know. Eventually I'll be able to get a dog again and be able to, keep it safe from insane neighbors that have mental illnesses that live next door to me. Eventually I'll be hugged and held and told that I'm loved. Eventually, right? What I'm really fucking pissed off about is that I've spent 40 years of my life thinking I was loved, when I was being used. And I spent all those years thinking it was my fault, that I wasn't good enough to be loved, so I had to keep people pleasing and trying harder and harder and harder, and doing more and cleaning more dishes and organizing things more and dusting the counters more and soaking that fucking frying pan that my mom kept burning things in by accident because the stoves were different here in the United States. And I would stay home from school and scrub those fucking pots and pans because I would see how much she would cry because of how stressed out she was. So I would play hooky from school and they would think I didn't want to go to school, but I just wanted to stay home with my mom to take care of her. And she was busy cuddling my sisters and my brother while I was doing the dishes and vacuuming. And I did it gladly because I got to see her happy, even if it wasn't with me. And then to see all these people with children, and to know that some fucking psycho took my fucking womb out so that I can't have my own kids. And then the fur babies I had were stolen from me or threatened to be killed if I kept them. Right down to my own fucking teeth that rotted out. And then they want $3,200 in cash to give me dentures, in addition to the $14,000 they want to charge my dental insurance to remove the remaining teeth. I kid you not. Aspen Dental, baby. I don't know what else to do. I love this life. I love my family. I love you guys on YouTube. I fucking love the people I've connected with over the internet. I really love some of these neighbors. I have had a deep, deep resonance with Mother Mary my entire life, as if she was me and I was her. And I know that sounds insane, but I have felt that feeling and I can't deny it. I have felt Gaia's pain. I have felt everything from everyone. And no one ever asks me how I am. They just simply assume I'm okay and that I'm a bitch and I'm strong enough to handle it. Well, darlings, I'm strong enough to handle it because none of you ever fucking did any kind of support. So yeah. It's 9:15 now p.m. and I've already napped 4 times today. I've eaten, I've exercised, I've gone for a walk, I salvaged the plants I could salvage from the garden plot I had. I put away the puppy stuff. And I've been trying to cuddle Lily and play with her, but she's just the meanest fucking cat I've ever seen in my life lately. Like, she doesn't even want to be touched unless it's just one spot on her head, and if I even try to hug her, she just scratches me and runs away. So I have a pillow to hug. So yeah, when I'm doing these readings for you guys and when I'm channeling, rest assured there's no one else's energy in my energy field. Literally, accurately, figuratively, theoretically, whatever illy you want. I just don't know what to do anymore. I don't know what else to try to establish a functioning business or a career. Like, I can't afford right now to pay $60 a month for a website. It's too much. Like, I don't want to break down my bills for you, but I get paid less than $1,000 a month through disability pay because of my CPTSD thing. So rest assured, with food stamps and disability pay, plus rent, electricity, internet, and cat food, cat litter, household supplies, shampoos, conditioner, sweeping things, cleaning things, dish soap, I usually have about 100 to 150 left at the end of the month, if even that much, and that usually goes to things to improve my ability to bring videos to you guys. I don't know what else to do, so I'm just serving the collective. And I apologize if this is a heavy message for you or if it triggered you. I can't keep hiding. I can't keep pretending I don't feel these things. I can't keep pretending I'm strong enough to handle it on my own. And I refuse to pretend that out of 8+ or however many billions of people are on this planet and those watching this planet, that not one of you gives a fuck about me. I refuse to believe that. And I refuse to believe that God itself would have sent me here to create this place here just to have me be here to suffer. So there has to be a point to all of this. And this is where I draw the line in the sand. I will no longer be used. And I will no longer believe that people care about me the way I care about them. Because not one person has proven me correct on that. Not one person has shown me that they care about me equally or greater than I've cared about anybody in my life. Not one gesture of kindness has been like, whoa, holy shit, wow, you really care about me. None. And I apologize if some of you think that your gestures weren't, meaningful. They were, but these are different things I'm talking about. Things that come from biological family, things that come from people that fuck you and sleep with you, things that come from people you kiss. Those people, those friends, those family, those relationships never, ever, ever gave as much as I gave. They took as much as I gave. And most of you know that. I'm so tired of being seen the way you people see me. You don't even see me. You see an idea of me you've made up in your minds based on the thoughts you've thought about me. None of you actually fucking talk to me and ask me how I am or what I'm doing or who I am. You people just assume. Everybody does. And it's pathetic. I cannot comprehend how kindness in this world is abused. And then I'm supposed to accept that I'm the reason why kindness is being abused because it's a reflection of something inside of me. What part of me abuses kindness from others? None. But others abuse kindness in me. So what does that mean? The opposite polarity, that I'm too much of a giver? What am I supposed to do? Post less videos? Work less? Meditate less? Like bake cakes for people less? Like call people less? What do you... I went a span of 3 months without contacting anybody. Do you know who contacted me in those 3 months? Nobody. So even my silence means nothing. People just assume I'm mad at them and they leave. Like, I don't know what else to do, and there's nobody to blame. This is just who you people are, majority of you. There are some great people among you, absolutely. Abso-fucking-lutely. And I've done a lot of personal readings for you guys, and I've sensed your energies, and you guys are really good people, which is why I'm talking to you here. Even the fan club. I mean, you guys monitor through whatever the fucking ways you monitor, right? So you guys have seen me at my worst and my best. If anybody was to be trusted, it would probably be my super secret fan club, wouldn't it? You guys know every fucking moment, from the nose picking to the fucking crying to the burping real loud to just sleeping all day long because I've been crying all night. I mean, God knows too, but God seems to be playing the silent father role lately. So how can I learn from this, right? What is this teaching me? Boundaries. The person I was when I was 16 cannot be the person I am when I'm 40. The person I am when I'm 40 cannot be the person I am when I'm 41. The way I look at people cannot be the way I keep looking at them. Things have to change. And the way they have to change means my perception has to change. So I cannot look at my mother like my mother. I have to look at her like a friend. I can't look at my dad like my dad because he just doesn't behave like it. I mean, I've spoken to my uncle more than I have with my dad in a year, and I've only spoken to my uncle 2 sentences. So I just have to adjust my perception of the reality I'm in to remind myself that it's just me. So you guys are all off the hook. Everyone, everywhere, in any time, in any place, you are forgiven. I love you and I let you go. Because I deserve better. And those of you who've been through similar situations as I have, please do not let it get to the point that I let it get to, simply because of hope. Things will not get better if people don't choose to improve. And these people in my life simply chose to walk away from me and to treat me like I was the problem, when all I've ever asked them for was comfort. Some notion of my existence meaning something, you know? And it's okay that it doesn't to them. Because in some way, they're all doing God's work, right? So this is all part of the divine plan, so I can't be a big baby about it and be like, wah, nobody loves me. No, like, that's not it at all. This is the realization of, I've been wrong about a lot. I have been wrong about what love is. I have been wrong about what nurture is. I have been wrong about what nature is. I have been wrong about what light and dark are. I've been wrong. I expected people to have the same decency that I had and that I have. I expected people to be noble and kind and full of integrity. I expected the human race to be compassionate and benevolent. Little did I know that in a world of forgetting, you people would forget those things too. But now I know. So how does this change things, right? I mean, personally, it really doesn't. It's kind of a relief to know that I owe nothing to anybody. Not my mom, not my dad, not my siblings, nothing. They cut me out. They cut me out long before I even knew they had scissors. And that's why I was so angry growing up. I kept wanting them to love me in a way that they were unable to do so because they simply didn't love me in that way. And that's okay. You can't force yourself to love somebody even if they're your children. I mean, there's a certain sense of obligatory love there, absolutely. But it's not unconditional. And I learned that the really glaringly, transparently clear way, to the point where I became very aware of my naivety, because they were literally rubbing it in my face that they don't care. And I kept thinking, no, they're just having a bad day. And I made excuses for decades. And now I see. It reminds me of a situation I was in with this gay couple that I lived with when I was in my 20s. They were like in their 40s, I think, at the time. They were very lovely people. And they were like my adopted gay parents, and I was their adopted gay child. It was fucking adorable. And I spent a few months living with them because there were problems at the house with my family. I kept running away from them because they just didn't, I was extra. I was always extra, literally, I slept in closets. I was extra. Nobody even talked to me. They just threw video games at me and said, go to your room. Which I didn't even have. So I'd go sit behind a couch with a pillow. And the one time I did have my own room, it was fucking haunted because an elderly Jewish man died in that room a week before we moved into that house. And my parents put me in that room. So what is all this, right? What is the point? The point is, when people show you how they feel about you, don't make excuses for them. If a mother really cares, she will show you she cares. If a boyfriend or a girlfriend really cares, they will show you. If they're fucking your best friend, they don't care about you. If they're hugging anybody, but they refuse to even get within 2 feet of you, they don't care about you. If you can go 21 days without communicating with somebody in your biological family, they don't really care about you. And if you communicate with them and every time they pick up the phone and they act like you're bothering them, they don't care about you. I tried to act like them for a while, to behave like them, to take on some of those traits. And they hated it. They absolutely hated it. They treated me like even more shit. Like I was a violent, angry, horrible monster. And I don't blame them. But I was simply emulating and getting lost in the emulation. Because the only prerogative I had at that point was, is this what you want from me? Is this what you see me as? And then let me show you what it is you're really looking at. I just don't know anymore. But what I do know is I'm not giving up on any of them. Because to me, family is forever. Forever. If there was any lifetime where I wasn't with my mom or my dad in this lifetime, whether they're going to be my kids or my sisters or my friends in another lifetime, I wouldn't want to be in that lifetime. I don't want to be anywhere where the consciousness of my family members isn't there. You know? Like, even the person I dated a while ago, I mean, hopefully in the next life we can at least be like, hey, sorry about what happened in the previous life to each other. But I don't think that's ever going to happen in this life. I'd still like to know him, you know? Even the treacherous ex-best friend I had, I'd still like to see what kind of a decent person he can add up to in another life. Even the super secret fan club, I mean, hatred can't exist if love isn't there, and if they hate me, that means they love me on the opposite polarity. So it's fine, I can accept all this. What I can't accept is me believing that it's my fault, that I could have done more, that I should have called more, or visited more, or, you know, cleaned up more, taken the garbage out more, or worked harder and given more money to the family, and bent over backwards and scrubbed more toilets and cleaned the showers more and cooked more dinners and scrubbed more fucking pots and pans and pickled more vegetables and tended the garden and trimmed the trees and helped raise my siblings some more and take care of the animals of the house and drive everybody here and there. Like, I get it. If I would have stayed home, I would have been mini dad. And I didn't. I ran off. I left. What was the point of doing that for people who treated me like I was a burden? After 30 years of doing it. When I finally got together with the ex and we bought our own house and we moved in, like, into that house, I spent a good 6 months just kind of crying. Just because I couldn't believe that I'm finally grown up and I have my own place and I can paint it, I can decorate it, I can do whatever the fuck I want in this place. And I went batshit. I spent so much money. I lived every fucking dream. I re-manifested everything I never had a chance to have. From ceramic Christmas trees to butterfly stickers to couches and tables and Christmas trees. I indulged in every luxury I could. Because I never got the chance to before. And then he took all of it. All of it. Every postcard, every post-it, every sentimental thing I had, he took it and left. And then I was dumped back at my parents' in my sister's closet. And then in the other house, after they bought their own house. And then I'm here in this retirement home at 40. Well, it was at 36 or 37 that I moved in here, in hopes of repairing the marriage I was in, but he said, get over it. I did, and then went off to suck his boyfriend's dick. On my couch, with my cats, while he's wearing my clothes. Surrounded by my decorations, probably eating dinner off the dining room table my parents gave us. Playing my PS4, watching my DVDs, playing with my tarot cards, playing the video games I taught him, and then repeating everything I like, all my personality traits to his boyfriend, while his boyfriend thought that they were his, but my ex was just emulating me. And then my ex fucked my ex-best friend too. They fucked each other. And then my ex-best friend decided to gloat about it. He came over here like a year and a half ago and he's like, why do you still like Corey? His puppy dog eyes are so fucking boring. He's so this, he's so that, he's such a bad lay. And I'm like, what? Get out. I've been surrounded by trash, man. Trash. If you're going through this or you've been through this, do yourself a favor. Stop making excuses for these people. Stop whining. Stop complaining and stop crying. These beings show you exactly what you need to do and what you need to see so that you can do what you need to do. These people truly love me unconditionally, I know this, but in the physical world they are showing me a side of them because there is an agenda. What that agenda is similar to that gay couple I lived with for a few months back in like the early 2000s. And the Steph, he was the more feminine one. The other one, Jay, he was really, really like a nurse, and he was masculine, and he was very, the father figure. We all called him Pops. And Steph was, the mom. And Steph one day accused me of sleeping with Jay. And I'm like, are you kidding me right now? And he's like, no, you need to leave. I know you slept with my husband. And I'm like, yo, are you kidding me right now? And he caused a big fight while he was drunk off his ass, holding a wine bottle and a wine cup in his hand and a cigarette in the other, pointing at the door and saying, get the fuck out of my house, you whore. And I never slept with his husband. Ever. A year later, he messaged me on Facebook saying the reason he did why he did that was to get me to move out and get my own place and to start my life, because I was wasting my potential being there.